からの使者、スパイダーマン。
It's always wonderful to see Spider-Man PS4 continue to blossom with success even all the way overseas. Or perhaps I should say, Spider-Man! But anyways, welcome back true believers and all you spectacular Spidey fans to another really exciting Spider-Man PS4 related video. So last time, when it related to breaking news regarding Spider-Man PS4, it was recently claimed to be the fastest selling superhero game within the entirety of United States history. However, even with the game's incredible sales, it still didn't manage to grab the Game of the Year award at the Game Awards this year due to God of War coming out on top in that category, which it does rightfully deserve so. However, even though the majority of gamers here in the States claim God of War and Red Dead Redemption 2 to be the best of the best that the gaming industry had to offer, Japan has actually claimed Spider-Man as their own Game of the Year. So even though Red Dead Redemption 2 and God of War managed to come out on top this year within the world of gaming, and there were a lot of other awesome titles that did release this year, I still think it's awesome that Japan is showing Spider-Man a lot of respect. And this awesome news comes from fellow Twinfinite news editor Giuseppe Nelva, who did post this earlier on Twitter today by saying over 100 Japanese developers cast their vote for Game of the Year 2018 on Famitsu. And Insomniac Games' Spider-Man came up on top with the top 5 dominated by story-focused PlayStation 4 games, whereas Octopath Traveler was the best Nintendo Switch title. Japanese devs are people of culture. Now obviously, Spider-Man PS4 has received a lot of praise over here in the States from fellow gaming journalists as well as all of us fans who just are in love with the game, but over in Japan it is awesome to see how much respect it's been getting over there as well. Just like God of War and Red Dead Redemption 2, there were a lot of other huge AAA single-player games and or PlayStation exclusives that did release alongside the other titles of this year that were just as good, if not better, than those games. However, seeing the majority of Japanese developers unanimously call Spider-Man their own personal Game of the Year is nothing short of a huge accomplishment on Insomniac and Marvel's part. And just seeing the domestic and international success of Spider-Man PS4 in general just makes me extremely happy as a Spider-Man fan. So Mr. Nelva did go on to post an entire article discussing about each game's success within Japan, and seeing Spider-Man PS4 come out on top is just overwhelming to say the least. So the article states, today's issue of Weekly Famitsu included an interesting special that prompted 128 Japanese developers and industry professionals to vote their favorite games of 2018. After that, each game was given points according to the votes provided by each developer, and a full ranking was compiled with some definitely interesting results. And given all of the titles that released this year in 2018, the main list consists of 30 high-quality games that were just as good for possibly being their own Game of the Year. However, the top 5 games on the list are indeed God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, Detroit Become Human, Monster Hunter World, and of course, number 1 with our boy Marvel's Spider-Man. And besides having Spider-Man PS4 come out on top as these Japanese developers pick for Game of the Year, it's also been met by overwhelming praise from a lot of really famous Japanese developers. This doesn't only include extremely talented Japanese developers, but also the main leaders and directors of fellow Japanese studios that have made some pretty darn awesome games. This includes Yosuke Hayashi from Team Ninja, and even Kenichi Ogasawara from Dynasty Warriors, and even Katsura Hashino from Persona 5. And once again, seeing that Spider-Man PS4 is getting a lot of praise from these extremely talented developers all the way overseas is nothing short of an amazing accomplishment from everyone who worked on this awesome game. And to finish the article on a high note, Mr. Nelva did post something very interesting by saying it's certainly interesting to see a result so strongly in favor of PS4 blockbusters among Japanese developers, especially considering how strong the Nintendo Switch has been and continues to be in Japan. That being said, it's not all that surprising considering how many Japanese devs lean towards creating storytelling focused games. And given how Spider-Man PS4 is literally the definition of a high-quality AAA single-player exclusive, is nothing short of amazing seeing how far it's succeeded in these past months. And given how well the game has been doing over here in the States as well as overseas, I just can't wait to see how much more success the game is going to receive in the near future. And to reiterate this point once again, all of the success that Spider-Man PS4 has been receiving almost definitely means that we will be getting a sequel to this game sometime down the line. But with all all that said, everyone, that's the video that I have for you today, and please let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. What do you think of Spider-Man PS4's success over in Japan, and do you think that given how well the game has been treated over there, do you think that it should have been named Game of the Year over here in the States as well, rather than God of War? For me personally, even though Spider-Man PS4 is my own pick for Game of the Year, as well as I'm sure for a bunch of you as well, I do think that God of War definitely deserves the title of Game of the Year since of how great that game was as well. But still, seeing all of the appreciation for the game over here in the States as well as overseas just makes me even more happy that the game is doing as well as it is. But until the next Spider-Man PS4 milestone, everyone, thank you all so much for watching. Stay spectacular, Spidey fans. Peace out.
俺は戦うぞ。命ある限り。スパイダーマンとモンスター教授をリーダーとする鉄十字団との熾烈な戦いの幕が切って落とされたのだ。負けるな、スパイダーマン。